Hi everybody, and welcome to my attempt at the hashtag 100 Things Challenge. This challenge has been set up by Rebecca, who is Dances with Pit Bulls on YouTube. I'll leave a link to her channel. Go over and subscribe please if you're not subscribed already. She's very funny and she's some great videos. Rebecca has done 100 things before. Now, the idea behind it is that you make 100 items using only items you have in your stash. In other words, you try and use up your craft stash by making items that you'll use later that'll come in handy. You're allowed by glue, that's all. So let's get started. There's lots of other people doing it, and the first thing I thought I would tackle is my bead mountain. I used to do an awful lot of beading. I started about 205, and then my eyesight wasn't great, and eventually I got glasses that worked, and therefore the past while I'm back beading again. But of course I have the massive stash of beads and bits and pieces. Now the first thing I did was I have found these. They're oyster shells or some kind of shells, and if you've ever been on a holiday anywhere near a beach, you'll probably have seen and bought jewellery using loads of these shells or mother of pearl. And you come home and the thing breaks and you wonder what you do with it. So I've revamped some of the shells I've brought back. I think I brought them back from Fuerteventura and the Canaries years ago. I couldn't swear to it, but here we go. I have added dangles, bead dangles, just sewn the bead dangles through the hole in the back of the shell, added a jump ring, and that's all. And the jump ring will let you put, a chain or a cord or whatever you're going to use through it. So I've made 2 of these, and they're also using up these kind of irregular numbers of beads that I'd left over from other projects. And all you do is you just sew them on, very much like making a bead dangle. Now you could use wire, but I find that when I use thread they're a bit more, what would you call it? They're a bit more of a loose, a nice dangle. They're kind of a bit more flowing. So that's all. They have a little check bead at the top, a little crystal, and I've added seed beads, another crystal, a tiny little seed bead, then my focal beads, a small bead, a crystal, small bead, and I sewn back up through it again, in through the hole of the bead, around the jump ring here and down again, and added the same thing. And I've used different number of seed beads, of the blue seed beads, so that you have a kind of a graduated dangle thing. So there you are. Sorry, I hope you can see that. So that's my first item, and I think along with that I kind of add in these because they're just a little pair of earrings, and they're made with these Tilla beads. They're 2-hole beads, and they're again very easy to make, and I'll put the link to the video which describes how to make them in the description box. So if you have 2-hole beads, that's beads with 2 holes in them, not 2 beads that are, there. But sorry about that, I'm rambling again, honestly. But I'll put a link to the video and the tutorial in the description box, and you can have a look and follow it. Then I decided I'd make some bracelets and really tackle the bead mountain. So following a tutorial on YouTube, I made what's called a beaded Monte bracelet. Montes are these little crystal fellows at the top. They're like a little crossroads at the back, like there's two channels through them, so you can sew through them several times. Here again, I will leave the link to the video tutorial in the description box. And this is quite a fairly hefty bracelet. You'd know you were wearing it, and you would really, if it fell off, you'd miss it. Anyway, that's number 2. Then the next bracelet, for those of you who are into this kind of thing, is called a super duo duet bracelet. It uses tiny little 2-hole beads again, and I'll put the link the link to the tutorial I followed in the description box, and it has a magnetic closure. Now I might redo this because I'm not totally happy with it, but you know, that was the first attempt, and it's better than looking at a whole lot of beads lying in a jar. So that is number 3. Number 4 is a flat spiral bracelet made with Swarovski crystals and seed beads. Again, I will leave the link to the tutorial in the description box, but there's loads and loads of tutorials for flat spiral bracelets on YouTube. There's nearly as many as there are for kind of crochet flowers. So if you want to try your hand, all you need is 4mm crystals, some seed beads, some thread, fasteners, and off you go. It's not as complicated as it looks. And I have worn this now for a few hours, and it is a lovely bracelet to wear. I'll probably make more of them, and I know you're going to say to me, am I going to wear them all myself? No, I'm probably not going to wear them all myself. I might keep this one, but most of the jewellery I make, I donate to charity. I'm fundraising for 2 charities at the moment, and sometimes it can be fairly hard going, but the jewellery usually sells fairly well. One of the charities has online auctions on Facebook, and in the last 4 years they have raised over €38,000 for animal charities, and that is really good going because it is very hard to extract money from people, even for a good cause. Now, that is number 4. Now, the next thing I made were beaded centres for flowers, for crochet flowers. I've made lots and lots of these over the years. They're just sewn together, and if anybody, they're my own design, they're stitched together, and if anybody wants a tutorial, let me know and I'll try and do it, because doing a beading tutorial, it takes a bit of time to set up. So there they are, and they improve the look of any crochet flower. So I have my crochet flower here, excuse the end sticking out. As you can see, it gives a really kind of vintage touch to a crochet flower. I love making these because you can just sit down at night with a tray on your lap, a tray of beads, not a tray of food, and make these. So that's item number 5. So I hope to continue doing this. Now there won't be all bead projects. I'll have paper craft and sewing and anything weird that I can come up with that actually uses the stash. So I'd like to thank Crazy Rebecca for getting this going, and as I said, there's lots of people taking part, so if you feel like taking part, just get stuck in and dig out the stash. You know you've got it, and you know you'll enjoy it if you use it. So thanks for watching. Bye.